You know, for the longest time, if you needed top-notch medical care without the crazy price tag, there was one place you'd go: India. It was the world's healthcare hub. But something's changed. That one shining reputation, well, it's starting to crack. The patient numbers are dropping, and believe me, the industry is getting nervous. So what on earth happened? Well, let's dig in and find out.
And that really is the central mystery here, isn't it? I mean, how does a country that was an absolute giant in global healthcare just start to falter? It's a fascinating puzzle, and the clues? Well, they're not just in one place. They're scattered all across the globe.
Okay, take a look at this. This chart tells the story in a single snapshot. That tall bar on the left, that was India at its peak, just before COVID hit. And the one on the right, well, that's where we are today. We are not talking about a little dip here. This is a serious nosedive, and it has everyone in the industry worried. And you gotta remember, these aren't just statistics. Each one represents a person, a family that needed critical care and is now looking somewhere else to get it.
So before we can really get into why things are going wrong, we have to understand how they went so right. I mean, how did India become this medical powerhouse to begin with? It definitely didn't happen by chance. It was all built on a very solid, very carefully crafted reputation. And the secret sauce was brilliant in its simplicity. The pitch was basically this: get world-class medical treatment, the kind you'd find in the US or Europe, sometimes even better, but for just a tiny fraction of the cost. That one simple idea, that's what powered this entire multi-billion-dollar industry. And wow, was it a powerful combination. I mean, think about it. You had patients from all over the world coming to India because they knew they'd get these incredibly skilled doctors, many of whom trained in the West. They had access to cutting-edge medical tech. And the real kicker? Almost no waiting times for big, important procedures. It was, quite literally, the whole shebang. All right, so if everything was so perfect, what went wrong? Let's start our investigation. The first piece of the puzzle lies outside of India's control. We're talking about some major global headwinds. Now, geopolitics can sound like a really abstract academic term, right? But for a patient, it's anything but. It means a conflict flares up back home. It means flights get canceled or borders suddenly slam shut. All of a sudden, getting to that hospital appointment in Delhi or Mumbai isn't just difficult, it's practically impossible. And check this out, because this is where it gets really interesting. This chart shows where India's patients were historically coming from. You see these huge chunks? We're talking the Middle East, a lot of Africa, and of course neighboring countries in South Asia. Now here's the problem. These are the exact regions that are now facing a ton of instability. It's like someone turned off the tap on a crucial pipeline of patients. Okay, so that's the external stuff. But let's move on to our second factor, because this one is, frankly, a self-inflicted wound. It turns out, while the world was getting complicated, India was also busy creating its own set of hurdles for patients. And it all comes down to good old-fashioned red tape. And this is so important to understand. We're not talking about a tourist visa for a beach holiday. We're talking about a medical visa for someone who might be desperately ill. For them, a delay of a few weeks, or shoot, even a few days, isn't just an annoyance. It can literally be the difference between life and death. And this little flowchart just lays out how frustrating this whole thing is. So, step 1, you're a patient and you need help fast. Step 2, you run headfirst into a wall of confusing and slow visa paperwork. And the inevitable result, step 3, that critical care you needed, it gets delayed, sometimes dangerously so. This quote just nails it. It says the whole difficult process acts as a significant deterrent. Think about that. A deterrent. The system that's supposed to welcome and help people is actually turning them away, especially the ones who need that help the most right now. Which leads us to the third and final piece of this puzzle. Because while India has been dealing with all these geopolitical issues and bureaucratic headaches, its neighbors haven't been sitting still. Not at all. They've been getting stronger, smarter, and faster, creating a whole new competitive ballgame. You see, for a long time, India was just the automatic choice, but that's just not the case anymore. Other countries in the region have caught up. They're offering high-quality care, they're offering low costs, but they're also offering one thing that's become a huge deal: less hassle. This table really lays it all out. Look, India still has its amazing doctors and great prices, no doubt. But look at the competition. You've got Thailand, which is just crushing it on hospitality, and get this, offers visa-free travel to a lot of people. Then there's Malaysia, which is marketing itself like crazy, and has these super simple e-visas. What are they doing? They're actively tearing down the exact same barriers that are tripping patients up in India. Okay, so we've looked at all the evidence, we've examined the clues. So, what's the final diagnosis for India's medical tourism industry? Let's pull it all together and see what this means for the future. So, to put it simply, it's a perfect storm. It's a three-part problem. First, you've got those big, disruptive global shifts. Second, you have the homemade problem of a clunky, slow visa system. And third, you've got this new crew of really sharp, agile competitors who are more than happy to step in and fill the gap. And we need to be really clear about why this is such a big deal. This isn't just about a few hospitals losing business. This is a hit to India's entire economy and maybe, just as importantly, to its global reputation, its soft power. For years, India was seen as this place of healing, a world leader in healthcare. That image is now at risk. So all of this leaves us with one massive, lingering question. Can India heal its own medical tourism industry? The diagnosis seems pretty clear, but the cure? That's a whole other story. All the talent, all the incredible hospitals, they're still there. But is the will there to cut through the red tape and adapt to this new reality? The whole world is kind of waiting to see.